So I was searching this morning for content because I knew I had to do this video today. I knew the topic. I wanted to shoot on inflation, but I wanted to find a really easy way to explain inflation without it being so complicated. And I came across this funny website, which I think is perfect for this, where it measures inflation based off of the cost of Big Macs. So anyways, I wanted to share this with you. And then of course, tie this to this message about real estate. First, let me give you kind of these prices so you can hear how wild this is. So today, the cost of a Big Mac is $5.19. And if you go back 10 years, 12 years, 2010, the cost of a Big Mac is $4.19. Then if you jump another 10 years back to 2000, the cost of a Big Mac is $2.39. And then if you jump all the way back to the 80s, the cost of a Big Mac is $1.60. This is really interesting because nothing has changed on the Big Mac to make it actually cost more money. It's not like you get extra meat on the Big Mac or they did something incredible to the recipe. It's a dang Big Mac and it's the exact same thing, but yet the price of it continues to keep going up. That's probably the easiest way to explain inflation, which is if you have money in your pocket or in your bank, the purchasing power of that money is going to continue to go down and down and down and down over time. Without making this too complicated, the simple reason for this is that our government is allowed to add money to the money supply, which then essentially dilutes the money and makes it not as valuable as it previous was. So if you took $100 and you wanted to buy Big Macs in the 80s, you could get 62 and a half Big Macs in the 80s. But if we took that today and we took $100 and we wanted to get Big Macs today, we would only be able to get 19.26 Big Macs, right? So that same $100 now doesn't buy even nearly what it could buy in the 80s. Okay, how does this relate to real estate? My favorite thing about real estate is this idea that you can commit to purchasing a house today with tomorrow's money. Okay, what the heck does that mean? We go out and borrow money for the loan that we take to purchase a house. And that loan is a 30-year fixed. We put a down payment down, in many cases as little as 3.5%, and we borrow the bulk of the money. And that money is due over a 30-year time frame. Let's just use a hypothetical. Let's say that you have a payment today of $3,000. Well, that $3,000 we know in the future isn't going to be as valuable as it is today. But yet you're paying your bank back with money that's not as valuable in the future. Does that make sense? I'm trying to explain this in the most simplistic way. You're committing to your payment at $3,000, and then 10 years from now, when you make that $3,000 payment, it's just not the same as it was today, which is so incredible to be able to think that you can fix the price of the most expensive thing that we pay for. At least for most of us, that's the most expensive thing we pay for is the roof over our head. I wanted to be able to explain how powerful this is. And if you kind of think about this using your own real life circumstances, go talk to mom, go talk to grandma and ask them like, hey, how hard was your mortgage payment in the first 5 years versus the following 5 years? And they'll all tell you the same thing, which is as time went on, that mortgage payment became easier and easier and easier. And in almost everyone's circumstances over that time period, the mortgage payment actually ends up being less than rent because you can't price fix the rent. So as inflation happens, rent keeps going up, 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 up. Well, maybe here's rent, maybe here's the cost of the home, but then over time, that shifts. And that to me is such an important aspect about buying a house that we don't talk about enough, which is that you can fix the price of your home. You can commit to today's home price and use tomorrow's money. Anyways, I hope my Big Mac example helps illustrate this. And if you guys have any questions on the home buying process, I'm always around to help. So have a great day.